Hello, I'm Chris. In this video we're going to have a look at hill starts and clutch control in slow moving, stop-start traffic uphill. If you're learning how to drive a manual car and nervous about stalling or rolling back on a hill, then hopefully this video will help. To be successful at this, you'll need to be good at hill starts and clutch control. Let's first have a look at hill starts. Before driving anywhere busy, especially uphill in traffic, you need to be confident where the biting point is, as it's slightly different in every car. This is a good place for me to demonstrate the biting point to you, but it will be best for you to practice somewhere quiet with no one around, as it will definitely be less stressful. I've got the parking brake on, as this will allow me to get my feet ready to move off. Firstly, I need to prepare the car to go, so I'll press the clutch down, select first gear, then slightly press the gas pedal. I'm moving off uphill, so the car will need a bit more power to get it moving than if I was on a flat road. Getting the revs roughly up to about 2 helps the car not stall. It doesn't have to be precise, and be careful not to stare at the rev counter, or you'll miss what's going on around you. With a bit of practice, you'll get used to the sound of the engine when you set the gas, which is better than looking at the rev counter. I'll now raise the clutch gently until I find the biting point. You know when you've got it, as the back of the car will dip down slightly and the engine sound changes. The car now wants to move, and the only thing holding it back is the parking brake. If I didn't have the biting point and released the parking brake, then the car would roll backwards, which is something I definitely don't want. You can tell that the driver in front also gets the biting point, as the back of their car dips down slightly. Once you feel that you've got the biting point, keep the clutch still. If you raise it much more, then the car will either move off really quickly or you'll stall. I've now got to keep the gas and clutch pedals still. Release the parking brake, but don't move the clutch until you're driving at about a walking pace. And then apply a little more gas as you slowly raise the clutch all the way. Accelerate if it's safe, build up momentum before you change up gear. Now you know how to do a hill start? The next skill you'll need in slow moving traffic is clutch control. I'm going to keep this explanation of clutch control as simple as possible, but if you're looking for a more technical explanation, then have a look at the link in the description below. I'm in first gear, and if I come off the gas pedal, the car continues to go at about 5 miles an hour without me pressing anything. If I want to drive slower, I could try braking, but then the car judders. And eventually stalls. To prevent it stalling, and to drive really slow in traffic, I need to press the clutch down and lightly press the foot brake. To creep forward, I'll apply a little gas and raise the clutch to the biting point. To slow down slightly, off gas, and lower the clutch down the thickness of a pound coin. To speed up, a little gas and raise the clutch a little. Slowly raise the clutch all the way, lightly pressing the gas when you want to drive faster than a walking pace. But bear in mind that holding the biting point too long can wear out the clutch over time. If you release the clutch too quickly, then you can expect to move off at speed or stall. Now you know how to move off uphill and how to use clutch control. Let's combine the two to drive in stop-start traffic on a hill. Traffic ahead, easing off gas a little, and the car slows down quickly because of the hill. Clutch down into first gear, little bit of gas as the clutch slowly comes up to the biting point, which then allows me to creep at about 3 miles an hour. They're slowing down ahead, off gas, clutch down, creep forward, gas, clutch back to the biting point. They're stopping, off gas, clutch down. Now I'll hold the biting point with a little gas to keep the car still. Raising the clutch about the thickness of a pound coin to speed up, and dip it down to slow down. Raise the clutch gently with a little gas when you want to drive faster than a walking speed. If the car stalls in this kind of situation, then it could be that you're not giving it enough gas, or you're possibly releasing the clutch too soon. I'm turning right at the traffic lights ahead. I've made sure it's safe and moved over. Now off the gas pedal, and the car slows down quickly because of the hill. I'm driving at about 5 miles an hour, so clutch down first, then foot brake to stop. I'll secure the car with a parking brake and select neutral as I've got a bit of a weight. I can now come off the pedals. When you see the vehicle in front start to move, it's very easy to panic, rush, and then stall. If you often panic, then try planning further ahead. When you see the vehicles up the road starting to move, prepare to go. I've selected first gear, set the gas, raise the clutch to the biting point, release the parking brake, feet still, and then slowly bring up the clutch. A little more gas. They're all stopping up ahead, so off gas, clutch down. I need to creep forward, little gas, and biting point. Now off gas, clutch down, foot brake gently, parking brake on, select neutral. It's a good idea to be able to see a little road and the vehicle in front's tyres when you stop. Bear in mind that the driver ahead might not be very good at moving off on a hill, or maybe they haven't fully applied the parking brake and could roll back a little. The bus wants to move into this lane. The traffic lights are changing, and I'm going to give way to the bus. Clutch down, select first gear, little gas, biting point, release the parking brake, clutch down slightly to slow down, or raise it gently to speed up. Now off gas, clutch down, and foot brake gently to stop. Something to remember when you're stopping uphill is that the brakes slow the car down quicker than when you're on a flat road. It's very easy to stop a bit too suddenly and have jerky stops. With practice, the time it takes to set the gas and find the biting point will get quicker. I've gone round and back down the hill and then driven back up it again to find some more situations. Planning ahead, I'll keep this road clear in case anyone wants to turn in or come out. Braking gently, clutches down, I'll select first gear, gas, raising the clutch to the biting point, check my mirrors to overtake the bus, up to second, mirrors to move back in, braking gently, clutch down, parking brake on, I select neutral and I can rest my feet. It's been red a while, so I'll prepare to go. Clutch down, select first gear, gas, biting point, parking brake down, clutch slowly coming up with a little more gas. This time I'm deliberately stopping a bit too early. It can easily be done when driving uphill, but if this happens to you, then make sure you're in first gear, press the gas slightly, raise the clutch back to the biting point, then off gas, clutch down, and brake softly. Using the parking brake really makes hill starts easier, as you can get your feet ready to move off again. But make sure that the parking brake is on properly, or you'll roll backwards. As always, keep a lookout for any cyclists or motorcyclists in your mirrors who could be overtaking. Pedestrians can also step out in front of you to cross the road. When moving off, you might find that resting the heel of your left foot on the floor as you raise the clutch can give you better control and prevent it from springing up too quickly, causing the car to stall. I'm turning right again at the top of the hill at the traffic lights, lightly pressing the gas Now I'm easing off the gas, clutch down, braking gently to stop. Now parking brake on, select neutral, as I've got a bit of a weight. When you're driving slowly and you want to stop, I was driving at about 6 miles an hour, press the clutch down first, so that you don't stall, and then lightly press the foot brake to stop. If I was driving faster, I'd press the foot brake first to slow down, and about 2 car lengths before stopping, press the clutch to prevent the car from stalling. I can see the vehicles up the road starting to move, so clutch is down, I'm in first gear. Now I need to set the gas, that's very important. Find the biting point, parking brake down, feet still for a couple of seconds, and then clutch up gently. 2 common reasons for stalling on a hill: not enough gas, or raising the clutch a bit too quickly. I'm stopping, so off gas, clutch down, and braking gently to stop. Parking brake on, select neutral, and I can come off the pedals. Your choice of footwear when driving is important. To help you feel the pedals, choose a type of shoe that has enough grip and doesn't have a thick sole. Let's do one more hill start. Don't forget to set the gas first, then find the biting point with the clutch. If you hear the revs drop down as you move off, then press the gas lightly a little more. If you let the revs drop down too low, especially in an older car with a small petrol engine, then there's a good chance it will stall. But don't overdo the amount of gas, or you could move off too quickly, or even wheel spin. It's also really important when moving off on an uphill to actually get the biting point. Don't just think you've got it, but make sure you feel the back of the car drop down slightly and the engine sound will change. If when you release the parking brake the car doesn't move or moves very slowly, then raise the clutch slightly. Again, about the thickness of a pound coin. But if you move off uphill without the biting point, then it will definitely roll back, so be careful. As with all aspects of driving, you'll get better at hill starts in traffic with practice and experience. As usual, it's highly recommended that you practice this with a qualified instructor. Thanks very much for watching our video, really hope it helps. Please subscribe to our channel as it helps us make more. Stay safe on the road, and bye for now.